and then see whether you need another round of tapping on that particular thought. The idea here is to get the actual thought down to as low to, let's be greedy and try and get it down to naught. But I mean, you'll know if you can get it down to a 1 or a 2, that's great. So did you follow that slide?
Yes, I did. And I was doing it along with you. And I was just trying something with my phobia with giraffes, and I got it down to a 2. That's good.
And so in one go, what was the actual aspect of the giraffe you didn't like? Or did you just go?
I was just, there's really no. I like giraffes. I feel great about your tapping, and I understand it in a way that I did not from the beginning of this broadcast. So you are very articulate, and I did feel a difference in between what I started to tap on and after I finished tapping, and I took a look at my score, and it makes a difference. I was about 2 points down.
Yeah, and if you continue tapping on, you'll get it down. The one thing I would just say is that sometimes you can maybe want to laugh, or you sigh a lot, or this is great. It's not a problem. I mean, you can. It's just like the body throwing off that coat, that extra layer that you didn't need, and it's almost like the body taking a breath. So you might feel that you want to laugh, or you keep sighing a lot, or smiling a lot. That's absolutely natural. It's not a problem. So,
and I would imagine that as people are doing these phrases and going through these rounds, that after a completion, they're probably going to uncover new aspects and says, "Ooh, this is new."
Yes.
And so they take that new fear and they start working on that. And so it's kind of like revealing as they go along.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's I think they call it the concertina effect, where you have a list of things, and then as you tap, you get the list down. But sometimes, and this is not with everybody at all, so nobody needs to think that they're about to unleash a Pandora's box. Like, for instance, I was working with a lady who hated spiders, and she said they just creep me out. And I said, okay, so I said, how think about a spider? What do you think of? And she said, this is strange. It's my husband. And I went, right. And she said, this is the whole thing. And she said, well, he left me. And she said, and all I can see is, she said, I know now what happened. She said, I've been told by my friends what he was up to. And she said, why do they remind me of him? And I said, well, I don't know. So we done a little bit of tapping on her feelings about being left. And that was the issue. That was where it came from. It was quite a new phobia, but one that reminded her of it. So this, so you might say, well, I don't like spiders, and write that down. I don't like the way they walk up doors. You might write that down, and you tap on those two aspects, and then you start coming up with this other stuff. Well, actually, now, why do I see my husband? So you write down, the husband thing, and you do some tapping along that, and this is how you get away. The mind is very cunning. It says here's issues, and I won't, until you've resolved those, and they are unresolved emotional issues. I'll remind you about them every now and again, and it's our job to go in and into our store of memories and say, right, which what needs working on, and techniques like this allow you to be able to do that.
And something that I really like is that you're asking the individual to rely on their own intuition, and even more so, trusting in their intuitive voice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I like people to work with them. I just bring the technique, and I'll show them how to use a technique and what to look for. After that, it's up to them. I think that, because I think it's very empowering for you to be able to work with yourself and to come through your issues. I mean, that not only does it get rid of your fear, but it gives you a boost at the end of it, where you actually say, well, you know what, I'm so clever with myself, I can do this, and it just drives you on to do more and more. And the fear, fear of say going to that next interview, or fear of public speaking, you can go, actually, you know what, I know a technique, and you can just say quickly, take yourself off, do this routine very quickly, and dispelling any fear, say if you had an interview to do or whatever.
That's very powerful. Duncan.
Powerful for the person.
What do you think, listeners? Would you like to contact Duncan? Oh, do you hear them, Duncan?
Yeah.
Me too. So, Duncan, how do people contact you?
I've got a web page because with phobias, I've decided that it was such an easy technique. I've written a book. It's called Be Free from Fears, Phobias and Anxiety. And it's available for sale on iBookstore, and I think you can get it from Amazon as well, and soon to be on Google Books. And this will take them through the whole range of getting rid of their own fears and phobias. There's a workbook in the back of the book that they can use where they can write down all their fears and then work on them individually. And obviously, again, I stress in the book as well, but I'll say it here, that, please contact me if you get stuck, think that I haven't, there's something you need to know, then I'd love to hear from you. So there's that. Before I put the book out there, I gave it to some people who didn't know anything about the technique, and they had phobias, and I think there was about 10 or 11 people I gave the book to. I think I got 10 people came back and said, you know what, this phobia thing is gone. I haven't got an issue. And the 11th person was actually still, looking at this, and I'm actually helping. She's getting better in this particular. It wasn't actually a phobia, it was something else.
How empowering this is. So did you give your blog as well? Your both website and blog?
Right. The book website is www.beffs.co.uk. That's Be Free from Fears. And my blog is Tapping Into You, and the U is just the letter U.org. And that's just where I go on. I tend to write about things like fear or how to tap, and there's on the actual website there's a resources where you can follow me on a video as I tap through, just showing you what to do. As I say, please, my email address is duncan01@gmail.com, and I'd love to hear from anybody who wants to talk about their requirements, or if they have a fear that they think can't be covered or won't be covered, I can tailor specific things to their requirements. So that's not an issue.
Duncan01@gmail.com is your contact, and we will go ahead and place your contact information next to your broadcast. And so if you look at next to the broadcast, you'll be able to see Duncan's websites, blogs, and places where you can go purchase his book.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great investment for everyone to do something constructive about their own fears, about their own anxieties.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to live with fear. Fear is given to us. It's up to us whether we want to live with it. And I say, let's get rid of it. We won't get rid of every single bit, but even if you take a tiny bit away from it, then I think you can walk lighter and feel lighter and think that life's better than, possibly we think it is now.
Duncan, do you have a message that you would like to deliver to humankind? Humanity.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I would say then, if you have a thought and you can't smile about it, then you need to tap on it until you can.
If you have a thought and you cannot smile on it or about it, then you need to tap on it until you can.
Yeah.
From Duncan Weir. Duncan.
Slade.
Thank you for joining us on Authenticity Radio today.
Thank you for having me. It's been brilliant. Absolutely wonderful.
This is Slade Suiter. Until next time, be authentic, be true, tap a lot, and be free.
I said, bye-bye, baby. Honey, do you call they gone? And you know how good I love you, and you would not let me down.
Where are you when you find a group of people courageously making choices working on conflict resolution, peace building, and authenticity? You are in a Slade Suiter inspired workshop. To get a new perspective on how to resolve conflict in any group or organization, business, or family, go to www.authenticityradio.com.
Come on!
This is Authenticity Radio.
Authenticity Radio with Slade Suiter.